Good morning, volunteers.
I'm Fatima.
And I'm Daniel, and welcome back to another episode of LeeTV.
A couple weeks ago, we won a trophy for Most Creative at the Bexar County Film Festival, competing with 30 other schools.
And last Saturday, we won this $1,000 check in a competition for the Texas Department of Public Transport.
On a completely different note, what's your favorite song?
I like Rock and Roll McDonald's. What's your favorite song?
Ferrari by The Neighborhood. Ashley wants to know,
What's your favorite song?
Ashley wants to know, what's your favorite song?
My favorite song is What You Know by Two Door Cinema Club.
That's awesome.
Lift Yourself by Kanye West.
Ashley wants to know, what's your favorite song?
Firestone by Kygo.
Fix You by Coldplay.
That's awesome.
Hey guys, come see us.
It's going to be fun.
It's Raffle Rotas on Wednesday, May 16 from 4:30 to 5:30 at May Gym.
Students, boys, and teachers.
Hope to see you there.
And tranquility to earth. For one priceless moment in the whole history of man, all the people on this earth are truly one. One in their pride in what you have done, and one in our prayers that you will return safely to earth. Honor for us to be able to participate here today. And thank you very much. And
Good morning, volunteers. It's Ms. Trevino, and on this week's college checklist, we're going to be talking about some key college terms that you guys may be a little bit confused about or want to know a little bit more about. So, first and foremost, we're going to talk quickly about the difference between GPA and transcript. So, what exactly is a GPA? A GPA is a grade point average. So, essentially, it's your average of all your final class grades that you've had in high school. So think back to freshman year, every time you've taken a final class, right, and you get a final grade on your report card, all of those grades get added up to give you your GPA, your grade point average. So essentially, it's your average of all of your classes that you've taken in high school. Now, your transcript is a summary of all the classes you've taken with those corresponding grades. So your transcript is an actual piece of paper that gives you the records of all the classes that you've taken, and it has your GPA on the transcript, okay? So your transcript is actually what you're using to send to colleges, so they have an actual record of what your GPA is from your school. So that's the quick difference between GPA and transcript. For those of you juniors and seniors who are getting ready to start thinking about how we're going to actually pay for college, we're going to go briefly over tuition and cost of attendance. So, what exactly is tuition? Tuition is the cost of instruction at that school. So, for example, at UTSA, tuition is about $6,600 for in-state students. All that means is the price for those classes and instruction time with those professors is your tuition cost. So whatever classes you're going to be taking, whether it's English comp, right, freshman composition, maybe you're taking astronomy, maybe you're taking pre-cal or calculus for engineers or math majors, those instructions, so those classes that you're paying for, that is your tuition charges. Those are your tuition charges, okay? So cost of attendance is actually your tuition, any mandatory fees that the school requires of you. So if there's a technology fee, you know, a service fee to use any technology on campus, printers, computers, most schools will have a service fee. So your cost of attendance is made up of tuition, service fees, room and board, and any other fees that go along with that. So the cost of attendance is actually how much it costs to go to this school for 1 year, whereas tuition is actually how much does it cost for the classes that I'm wanting to take. Okay, so briefly, tuition and cost of attendance, the big difference there is cost of attendance is going to have a lot more fees added onto it, right? Tuition is a flat rate for whatever classes you're taking. So couple quick college terms. If you have more questions about these, come see me, volunteers. You know where I'm at. I'm in the Career Center. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see y'all next week.
Last Friday, Lee Pals teamed up with Paws for Service to bring therapy dogs on campus to help students relieve stress before finals. Lee student Tori Martinez describes their visit.
Because I hear that they're really cute and I wanted to touch them, get some therapy in, well, they're just soft and they're so calm.
In addition to visiting with the dogs, the students also had an opportunity to learn about and donate to the organization.
Well, I can tell you that my husband and I are both retired military, and PTSD was something that was like really an impact on our lives. So we started with getting a dog, and the changes that she made for us and her personality, we thought, why not share that with other people? And it's such, people relate better to dogs than they do to other people, so I thought that was a great way for us to give back.
Well, so after I got out of school, I wanted to be able to volunteer, and so I figured she has the personality to be like a therapy dog, and I thought it was the perfect way to volunteer, with your best friend. It's been fun getting to make people smile, so.
The blue pen or the red pen?
So what did they do?
The blue pen, you drop out and take the easy way out. The red pen, you succeed and pursue your education.
It's not a spoon.
On May 8th, 1945, victory in Europe was declared by Winston Churchill and Harry Truman following the defeat of Nazi Germany.
Every week, we will feature a profile on one of our excellent student athletes at Lee High School. This week's athlete profile is on Jesse Travieso.
My name is Jesse Travieso, and I play center field for the Lee baseball team. I've been playing baseball ever since I was 2, and through the years I've been on multiple teams, select team, little leagues, went to multiple all-star games, and played for college level teams as well. Baseball means a lot to me. It really made me become who I am today, increased my confidence level, and it's just an entirely fun sport to play, especially with your friends. Baseball for Lee has been great. Our theme was You Go, We Go, and that means that we have a sense of family, a sense of pride in each other. They're my brothers, my baseball brothers. Always taking the field and fight, never giving up. And that's one thing every coach from each team had said to us, that we never gave up. After I graduate, I actually got called up by a college in Virginia, and I'll be continuing my baseball career there, being their center fielder as well. And I can't wait. It's in Winchester, Virginia, and I'll also be studying psychology as well. to make a life for myself.
The idea of automation goes back to the ancient Greeks, but some of the concepts were being put into practice by the early 18th century. By the mid-1900s, scientists were experimenting with building robots with human features. Since the 1970s, robots have been instrumental in many fields, such as space exploration, the manufacturing, and healthcare. This week's LeeTV Spotlight is on STEM robotics.
My name's Emerson Chan. So I was one of the drivers this year. So I actually operated the bot and did most of the electrical work. So this year we went to Houston, Lubbock, Texas, and we stayed here for our second comp. The goal of the game was to put these little cubes you have here onto structures and make basically balanced scales. One of the things that really brought the team together was narrowly eking out a win to go to Worlds, and then when we got to Worlds, getting very close to beating the undefeated world champions this year. That got everyone real fired up.
My name is Mariana Martinez, and I have been in robotics for 7 years. I love that experience to be able to get your hands dirty a little bit and work with a robot, especially chain. And then I've learned so many engineering skills within there that have helped me and will help me in a future degree. My role at our competition was the pit boss, which basically allowed me to take the role of safety captain, make sure that we had all the tools we needed within our pit so that the robot could keep on working when we in between matches, and just taking care that it was efficient during the whole competition. I think the one thing I would take away is to be patient with every task that I do, as well as enjoy every moment of working as a team, and not only as a team but as a family, and just have a great time. So yeah. It's gonna be there.
Mother's Day was proclaimed as a holiday by President Woodrow Wilson in 1914. The day is celebrated in many different ways around the world. In America, it takes place on the second Sunday of May. That concludes this week's episode of LeeTV.
Stay tuned and remember, there's nothing stronger than the heart of a volunteer.